So since you mentioned XRP, I am here's another question. Like, how would you address concerns about the volatility of XRP in ODL transactions? Because of course, some people are a lot of people actually benefited from XRP getting the prices, the value being higher. So how would you address that? And do you have any plans of possibly using stablecoin for in the future for the
Sure.
ODL transactions?
Great. Two great questions. Let me take them in that order. They're related, but different answers, and I'll link them together. First, remember one of the things we're able to do on the ledger, with ODL is to be able to settle within seconds, and the volatility within those seconds is quite low, and it's demonstrably lower than taking a risk with a fiat currency over a long weekend or a 4-day situation between someone dropping money at a kiosk and it being paid out the other end. Lots of bad things happen between currencies, over a period of multiple days. So we actually believe, that we it's a tenth in some cases of the risk of some of those longer dated remittance transactions as far as currency risks, but we're focused on it. But that really is the core answer, is just the absolute split second, couple of seconds that the transaction takes. Crypto is volatile. Your point is well taken, and I would never argue otherwise here. And that will be a feature of these digital assets as use cases are figured and come up with and developed over time. We're hoping, and we firmly believe, one of the things about XRP is that it was developed in the early days. One of the key use cases and ideas early on was that it was a terrific digital asset for payments. And when you have a purpose-built, in some cases, digital asset, and now we're actually using it for that purpose, some of these questions, which are real questions and important, are things that we've been thinking about for a long time. On stablecoins, they do play an important role here. It's not something we're focused on right now as Ripple, but think about them as an off-ramp or on-ramp onto the platform, or anybody getting into cryptocurrencies. And that actually, the more on-ramps that we have that may come from fiat into a stablecoin into a cryptocurrency, to a pure digital asset, that actually is a good thing from a volume standpoint, from people adopting standpoint. So we're watching it closely. Obviously, the question for all these is, what are they backed by? And, how stable are they at the end of the day? And so, it's an important development that we, as you can appreciate, because, we're building, and what Ripple is differentiated by is we're building an institution, a super nimble global institution in the payments and cryptocurrency space. And so because we're doing that, not just, developing use cases and building them, we have to be thinking about current, innovations that are coming as well. And so, that's one of the beautiful things I talked about earlier about, the Ripple X side of the company is we're talking about this and thinking about this all the time. And these will develop. And you look back to the first part of this year, think about, the number of people on your show that I'm sure, although, you've got an audience who's deeply technologically savvy. So people were probably focused on NFTs earlier than a lot of folks around the world. But if you think about that concept, or central bank digital currencies, or some of the things that are now just part of the lexicon, it's amazing. This is this year. And so I'm confident there's going to be more things that we haven't thought of or that are going to emerge. And if we can play and use our technology, our ledger, our digital assets, our people to solve problems and have impact, then that's cool.